He was just starting to take over the game. King Von had the streets on fire, dropping heat, moving different, and staying close to only a tight circle. But on that one night in Atlanta, everything changed. The footage went viral, shots ringing out, chaos, and Von laying there, gone way too soon. But what if that wasn't just random street beef? What if this whole thing was a setup? Just days after his death, fans started piecing stuff together. Clips, tweets, live videos, everything got analyzed. And somehow, Lil Durk's name kept popping up. Not just once or twice. Over and over. Folks started asking wild questions. Why wasn't Durk there? Why did Von pull up like that? Who knew what, and when? And now, a new clip just dropped that's got fans second-guessing everything. Some say it's proof. Others say it's just internet noise. But one thing's for sure, this ain't over. We dug deep, pulled receipts, and connected the dots. Whether you believe the theory or not, what you're about to see will make you question everything you thought you knew about King Von's final hours. Let's break it all down. November 6th, 2020, the night everything changed. It was supposed to be just another night. Von had just dropped his album Welcome to a Block a week earlier. Streets was rocking with it heavy. Numbers were going up. The industry was watching. He was sliding into mainstream, but keeping that Chicago street edge that made him stand out. That night, he pulled up to Monaco Hookah Lounge in downtown Atlanta. But here's the first flag. Von usually moved calculated. That night, he popped out unannounced. No major security team. Just him, some of his people, and word is, even they didn't know the full plan. What happened next? Chaos. Shots fired outside the club. Bodies hitting the ground. Von was hit multiple times. Surveillance footage shows him scuffling with Quando Rondo's crew just before the shots rang out. Within seconds, it was over. Von was rushed to the hospital, pronounced dead. But here's where it gets strange. Durk and Von were locked in tight, not just musically, but streetwise too. OTF and O-Block go way back. They had collabs like all these and Crazy Story 2.0. Von was signed under Durk's label. So why wasn't Durk there? Fans started pulling up old IG lives, comments, and tweets. One clip that resurfaced was Von on live a few weeks before, saying, "I be moving on my own now." That hit different after his death. People started speculating. Was there tension between Von and Durk behind the scenes? Some said Durk distanced himself because Von was too hot. Others said Von was starting to see the industry for what it was, fake. And when Durk went quiet after Von's death, the internet exploded. No statement for almost 2 weeks. Then a cryptic post. "My twin gone, but I still got work to do. Long live Von." No interview. No breakdown of what really happened. Just silence. To some, it looked like grief. To others, guilt. Reddit threads, TikToks, and YouTube deep dives popped up everywhere. People were hunting for patterns, and they found some wild ones. Von was becoming too powerful. Some fans believe Von was rising too fast, threatening the top spots in the industry. They claim when independent street rappers gain that kind of momentum, they get silenced. The theory goes that Von was set up to be eliminated before he became a problem, and someone close to him had to help set the trap. Quando was a pawn. This one suggests Quando Rondo wasn't the main piece, just bait. The real target was Von. Internet detectives point out how Quando was weirdly calm in interviews afterward, and how charges were dropped due to self-defense. Meanwhile, Von's crew took the loss, both on the street and in court. Von ignored warnings a few weeks before. Von tweeted, "If I die, just know I ain't go like nope." Fans now think he felt something was coming, that he knew the streets were watching, that maybe he ignored a warning, or trusted the wrong people.
Culture that I think stands higher than any other case. If you ask me, it's a guy by the name of King Von who I believe was becoming the face of Chicago. This guy got out of prison, he beat a murder case, and then became to the top of the rap game. A guy by the name of Lil Durk kind of signed him to his OTF imprint, put him under his wing to kind of develop him. King Von kind of blew up fast. In my opinion, he became the face of Chicago real quick. He ended up losing his life due to gun violence by the hands of a man named Lil Tim, which was the friend of Quando Rondo, which is a rapper from Savannah, Georgia, who signed to like NBA YoungBoy imprint. He actually had an altercation with King Von at a hookah lounge in Atlanta and ended up losing his life due to it. We actually at the hookah lounge right now. Come on, you come, man. If you can see, we're actually at the Monaco hookah lounge. This is the place that King Von was at when he lost his life and he was shot and killed. According to reports, King Von was at a club called Onyx. I guess it was a paid performance. He was getting paid just to show up to the club or whatever the fuck, get a few drinks or whatever. Somehow he made a detour up here. I'm not sure why. If you ask me, I think his manager should have been a little more better with guiding him a little bit better. Let me show you this parking lot right here, cameraman. As you can see, this is the parking lot where that shit had happened. This is the parking lot where King Von gave Quando Rondo the 10-piece spicy nugget with no mustard and no napkins, okay? Tim's friend came out of car, ended up shooting King Von. King Von was shot in this street right here, as we all seen the footage. He was laying in the middle of this street right here. As we all see this footage. Come check it out right here. He was right here in the middle of the street, okay?
Fast forward to January 2026, a new video clip hit the net, allegedly showing Von in the parking lot minutes before the shooting. The angle was different. Not security footage, looked more like a phone recording, maybe from someone close by. In the video, Von looks agitated. He's pacing. One of his guys leans in like he's whispering something. Von shakes his head, pulls his hoodie up. There's no audio, but body language don't lie. The internet went wild again. What was said in that moment? Why did nobody stop him from walking into danger? And more importantly, who recorded it? Was it a random bystander? Or was someone keeping tabs? Even without saying much, Durk's name won't stop getting dragged into the conversation. Some fans say, he knew something. That's why he wasn't there. Others say, y'all blaming Durk, 'cause you need someone to hate. But then there's that weird pattern. Von dies. Durk drops more music. His numbers spike. He lands bigger brand deals. Then he moves away from the street narrative, starts leaning into pop collabs and luxury vibes. Is it growth? Or is it guilt? In a 2021 track, Backdoor, Durk raps, "You ain't slide for your mans, you let him die." Fans froze when that dropped. Was that about Von? Or a message to someone else? Either way, the line felt cold. After Von's death, O'Block shifted. The energy changed. Some of Von's closest guys started fading from the spotlight. Others popped up on lives talking about how things ain't the same no more. Rumors of disloyalty. People not holding Von down how they should've. People moving on too quick. One clip showed an old homie of Von selling RIP Von shirts, making profit off his name just weeks after the funeral. Comments dragged him. You eating off your bro's death? The unity Von pushed started cracking. Even T-Roy's brother, who'd been close to Von, went live saying, half these dudes was smiling in his face, but wasn't really for him. Multiple people close to Von hinted that he was paranoid in the days leading up to his death. Not scared, but alert. In an old interview, Von said, "I ain't got no fear, but I ain't stupid neither. I know how the game work." And it's true. Von wasn't new to beef. He'd beat 2 murder charges before, survived shootouts, lived through O'Block's darkest days. But the Atlanta situation felt different. It wasn't in his city. It wasn't a known op. It felt planted. Why was Quando even there that night? Why did Von run up on him instead of letting security handle it, like he usually would? And who was filming that fight from multiple angles? Von's manager, Track, was also at the scene. He gave interviews after the incident saying Von reacted off emotion and wasn't supposed to be there. But fans ain't buying it. Some say Track was too quick to do interviews, too polished in how he told the story. Not enough grief, too much media training. One Reddit user posted, "Track talking like a PR rep, not a man who just lost his artist." That added fuel to the fire. Was he protecting Von's legacy? Or rewriting the story? Right now, the streets are split. Some believe Von died a soldier, going out swinging. Others believe he was lured into that fight. Set up. Left to die while people with cameras watched. Either way, the pain is real. His family still mourns. His fans still blast his tracks like anthems. And his name still echoes in every conversation about what could have been. One thing's clear, Von wasn't supposed to go out like that. And the story we got might not be the full one. So now let's go deeper, starting with OTF, the crew that was supposed to be Von's second home. The team he repped on tracks, shouted out in interviews, stood beside in courtrooms. But when the shots rang out that night in Atlanta, where was OTF? From the outside, it looked solid. Von and Durk dropped bangers, appeared in videos together, even caught that 2019 attempted murder case side by side in Atlanta. That twin Nem connection seemed real. But behind the scenes, fans started noticing shifts. Von was dropping solo music more often. Word was, he wanted his own label, his own brand. He was still signed under OTF, but he was building only the family into something that didn't revolve around Durk. In the industry, that can rub people the wrong way. When an artist starts talking independence, it can get political, especially when there's money, control, and power involved. Then there's this, right before Von's death, multiple sources say he turned down certain label offers, wanting to stay in control of his masters. He wasn't playing the industry's game. Some say that made him a threat, not just to labels, but to anybody with stakes in his career. So when fans ask, was OTF really holding him down? The answer depends on who you ask. Some say it's business. Others say it's betrayal. The night of the shooting, surveillance footage from outside Monaco Hookah Lounge hit the net fast. In the clip, Von is seen charging toward Quando Rondo and throwing punches. But here's where it gets weird. Shows the street view, you see Von making the first move. But there's no clear view of who fires the first shot. A phone video from someone nearby, this one went viral. It captures the moment Quando's affiliate, Lil Tim, allegedly pulls out and fires. But again, no full context. And what about the missing minutes? Reports say the altercation lasted less than a minute, but the footage skips around. Key moments? Cut or never released. And let's talk timing. The cops were already in the area before the fight started. That's not usual. Why were police positioned nearby for a random club night? Coincidence? Or had someone tipped them off? Lil Tim was arrested for Von's murder, but not long after, he was released on a $100,000 bond. Then, nothing. No trial. No conviction. Charges? Still pending. Quiet. That silence got people talking. If this was self-defense, why's the case in limbo? Some fans say, he was just protecting Quando. Others believe there's more at play, possibly even industry connections making sure Lil Tim stays out the way. No courtroom, no spotlight. Some theorists go deeper, saying Lil Tim was a tool, not a trigger, meaning he might have pulled the shot, but he wasn't the only one responsible for Von's death. After Von passed, only a few major artists said anything. Meek Mill, 21 Savage, G Herbo, they paid respect. But the bigger labels? Quiet. Even bloggers and media treaded lightly. Academics posted the updates but avoided deep commentary. TMZ ran the headlines. No hard questions. Podcasts that usually dissect beefs stayed silent. Why? Some say the labels don't want smoke. Others say there's too much money tied into certain names. Lil Durk, Quando Rondo, and their affiliations are still active. And in the business, protecting the bag sometimes means burying the truth. That's why the internet took over. Fans became detectives, pulling up old videos, tweets, IG lives, connecting dots the media refused to touch. Just a few days before his death, Vaughn tweeted, "You gotta watch who you call your brother." At the time, people thought he was just venting. Now, that tweet hit different. Who was he talking about? The timing was close. The tension with Quando had been building, but some fans believe it wasn't about him. They think Vaughn had sensed someone in his inner circle had flipped. That tweet was a warning, but nobody listened. After the shooting, the case faded from headlines. But Vaughn's sister Kayla B went live multiple times, calling out people she believed weren't solid. She never said names, but the energy was hot. One post read, "Y'all know who y'all are. You switched sides when it got dark." Another said, "My brother ain't have to go like that." And in a cryptic message, she tweeted, "God sees everything done in the dark." Fans took that and ran. They pointed fingers at Vaughn's camp, OTF, even people at the club that night. And the longer Durk stayed silent, the louder the rumors got. After Vaughn passed, Durk's next move was major. His album The Voice dropped just weeks later, featuring Vaughn on the cover. Some saw it as a tribute. Others said it was strategic. You don't drop an album with your dead homie on the cover that quick unless it was already planned. Reddit comment with 5K upvotes. Durk started transitioning around this time. Less drill, more polished. More business deals. Collaborations with Morgan Wallen, Drake, and mainstream acts. He rarely mentioned Vaughn in interviews. When he did, it was light. No deep breakdown, no call for justice. Just, R.I.P. Vaughn. Some fans felt that was genuine. Others felt like he was moving on. And when Vaughn's camp noticed the disconnect, the tension became real. They weren't seeing the same support Vaughn gave Durk when the roles were reversed. After Vaughn's passing, O-Block changed. Some members started falling out publicly, others got locked up, and the unity Vaughn brought started crumbling. Vaughn was the glue. Without him, everybody started moving funny. Fan comment under Kayla B's IG post. His close homie Boss Top started moving different. Fans accused him of chasing clout and not holding Vaughn's legacy down. Then there's Muwop, another one of Vaughn's close guys, who later caught federal charges in a different case tied to FBG Duck's murder. The pressure was real. Feds were watching everything. And Vaughn's death only added more heat to already boiling Chicago beefs. So the question stands, was Vaughn a victim of street politics, or something more orchestrated? In 2025, a viral thread dropped where a fan used AI video analysis tools to enhance and slow down the fight footage. What they claimed to find: a figure standing behind Vaughn's crew, recording the whole scene. That figure allegedly never flinched when shots rang out. Speculation that he was planted, possibly working with someone. No confirmation ever came. But the clip got over 1 million views on X, formerly Twitter. People wanted answers, and every day, more questions pop up. Let's lay out what we know. Vaughn moved unprotected that night. Quando was somehow right there, perfect timing. Lul Tim walked free while the case went dark. Vaughn had been tweeting warnings. Key names went silent afterward. King Vaughn was more than a drill rapper. He was a storyteller, a father, a brother, a symbol of O-Block's rise. And now it's heartbreak. The industry lost a star, but the streets lost a king. And what hurts more is the silence. The lack of justice. The questions left unanswered. But fans aren't letting go. They're keeping his name alive. Dropping tribute tracks. Wearing 64th hoodies. Posting old clips. Rewatching Crazy Story like it's scripture. Because when you lose someone like Vaughn, you don't just mourn. You look for truth. And that's what this series is about. By now you've heard it all. The footage, the theories, the silence, the suspects. You've seen how the streets changed after Vaughn. How O-Block splintered. How names got quiet. How loyalty got tested. But the craziest part? We still don't know the full truth. And now something new just hit the net. A leaked audio recording. One that might shed light on what really happened the night Vaughn died. Or maybe, who already knew it was coming. Let's break it down. A few weeks ago, an anonymous account dropped a 57-second audio recording on a Reddit thread, claiming it was from a private group call between someone in Von's camp and an unidentified affiliate linked to club security. The voice, heavily distorted but emotional, said, "I told him not to go that night. Told him there were eyes everywhere. Told him they was waiting." Now, the audio hasn't been verified. Some say it's AI fake. Others swear it sounds too real. But when fans synced up the timeline with actual events, it got spooky. The recording references the parking lot, a warning, and a moment when Von looked at me and walked straight in anyway. Could it be fake? Yes. But what if it's not? What really happened in those final 10 minutes? We've seen the outside footage. But the inside of Monaco Hookah Lounge? Still a mystery. Multiple sources say Von wasn't even supposed to be there. He was scheduled for a different after-party, but plans changed last minute. Who changed them? Even stranger, his phone reportedly went offline right before the shooting. Some say his location sharing stopped. Others say calls weren't going through. Von's manager, Track, later said in an interview, "It wasn't the move. He knew it. I knew it. But he was Von. He wasn't gonna back down." But was it bravery? Or a setup he didn't see coming? The federal question, were the feds watching all along? Here's where it gets deep. In the years after Von's death, the FBI and ATF launched multiple investigations into Chicago gangs, including O-Block, STL/EBT, and crews tied to BD/GD conflicts. Indictments started flying. Surveillance reports, phone taps, and buried in those docs, mentions of ongoing monitoring of high-risk individuals in Atlanta, in the exact window when Von was killed. Now think about this. Von had pending cases. He was moving between cities. Feds had open files on multiple people around him. And yet, no agents were involved that night? No warnings? No follow-up? Either they weren't watching, or they were. And let it go down. Was Von sacrificed for bigger cases? There's a dark theory floating around. Von's death was used to build leverage. Not just to end street beef, but to pressure other artists, open new cases, and flip people inside his circle. Let's be real, after Von passed, the FBG Duck case moved faster. O-Block members started disappearing. Affiliates began flipping or fading. Some say Von was too loyal to break. He wouldn't cooperate. He wouldn't play the industry game. And in a world where power and silence are currency, that makes you a threat. Once Von was gone, O-Block got hit hard. MUWAP, arrested. Others, indicted or disappeared. The music? Slowed. The unity? Cracked. Even people who swore loyalty started chasing solo clout. IG lives became messy. Diss tracks replaced brotherhood. Von's name started being used, not honored. Von kept O-Block's name in the charts, but also kept it from imploding. When he left, so did the structure. Von's legacy, more than a conspiracy. It's easy to get lost in the theories, the footage, the silence, the drama. But at the heart of it all, this was a real person. A father, a brother, a son, a kid who beat a murder case, signed a deal, and put his hood on the map. He told stories because he lived them. He rapped pain because he felt it. And when he got his moment, he tried to bring everybody with him. But the industry ain't built for loyalty. And the streets never play fair. If Von's death wasn't random, then someone had to benefit. Was it the labels? Was it the streets? Was it the feds? Was it someone close? And if this really was a setup, who helped make it happen? We may never get the full truth. But what we can do is keep asking. Keep watching. Keep remembering. Because silence protects power. But questions? Questions bring the truth out of hiding. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're thinking. And we need more of that. So here's what you can do. Like this video if you believe Von's story deserves more than silence. Comment your theory. Was it set up? Street karma? Or something deeper? Subscribe if you want the next drop. We're diving into Von's unreleased music, deleted interviews, and files the feds didn't want you to see. This story's not done. We keeping Von's name alive. Not just in music, but in truth. Long live grandson. Oblak's finest. The voice of the trenches. Rest in power, King Von.